What's up, everybody? Happy Monday. Hope all you're having a great day so far. Before I get into this video, you already know what I need y'all to do. I need all of y'all smash that like button. Smash it as hard as you can. Um, Getting into this episode, I hope all you had a great weekend, by the way. Getting into this episode, Robin and Jason, I love the both of them, but I didn't care for their scenes today. I'm gonna be honest, I didn't care for their scenes today because their conversation wasn't really nothing that moved any storylines up further. It was just the two of them getting together to talk about Peter and how Robin feels about him being her brother and why Jason didn't retaliate against him. I didn't really care for that conversation. It was nothing important about the conversation. It was just them talking basically about Peter. That's all it was. But it is always good to see Robin and Jason together, two old friends. Anyway, moving on to storylines that matter at the present moment. Elizabeth. Why the hell did Elizabeth tell Franco about Oscar's medical condition? Ain't that a HIPAA violation for a nurse to talk about a patient's medical condition? Franco is not a doctor. He's a civilian just because he works at the hospital. So what? He ain't no doctor. He's definitely not Oscar's doctor. Clearly. Furthermore, it's crazy to me how so many people know about Oscar's condition except Oscar himself. And Elizabeth, in my opinion, had no right to tell Franco nothing. Zero. She had zero right. Kim clearly told her she didn't want people to know. And you still violated that. See, this is why Elizabeth ain't got no friends. Or if she did have friends, she don't got none no more. She just, all it is. Like, Elizabeth, shut up sometime. Like, if Franco is jealous and insecure because you hugged Drew, why not just tell Franco, oh, I was comforting him because he was going through some stuff or whatever, and I was being a friend. That's literally all you had to say. That's it. That's all Elizabeth had to say. And if Franco didn't accept that excuse, that's his business. That's too bad. But you didn't have to tell him about Oscar. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's a violation. She shouldn't have did that. Always flapping her gums. See, just when I start to tolerate Elizabeth, she always gotta do something dumb to mess up. Just to mess up me tolerating her. Damn. I've never liked the Elizabeth character. I'm gonna be honest. I love Rebecca Hurst, but that Elizabeth character was never my cup of tea, ever. And just when I start to show some tolerance for her, she always finds a way to ruin it. Always. Like, I could start to like her for all of 2 seconds, and she'll do or say something to revert back to me not liking her. She does this shit all the time. Anyway, but I will say this. I do like the way she parents Cameron. I do. I like it. She's a real hands-on parent. She deals with him. She punishes him. But, that's what I was thinking about Kim. Like, as much as Kim doesn't like the whole boys will be boys speech, it's the truth, though. I agree with Drew. Boys do get into fights. You know what I'm saying? It's what happens. I've got into my fair share of fights when I was in school. I didn't start them, but for me, I didn't get in trouble either. Like, I didn't get punished at home for getting into a fight at school. I didn't, because I don't start fights. If I get into an argument with somebody at school and they throw the first punch, I'm gonna hit you back. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not just gonna stand there and let somebody whoop my ass and not do nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not gonna do that. You know what I mean? So that's why growing up, I never got in trouble at home for fighting, because I didn't start the fights. I just defended myself, basically. Um, Now, when I got detention or suspended for something else, that was another story. I got my ass whooped, but that was totally my fault because I was acting up. Um, I remember, was it fourth grade or fifth grade? Fifth grade, I believe. I want to say fifth grade. I was supposed to go to a dance. It was like Friday. We used to have dances on certain Fridays and stuff, and you got to pay $1 for a ticket to go to the dance. And Friday, I had this weird philosophy in school where I would get in trouble on a Friday because we had the weekend coming. So I would get in trouble on a Friday because I knew the teachers and the principals, they'd forget all about it by Monday. By the time Monday comes, so I'd be straight. I used to always fucking do that for some odd reason. Me and my friends used to always get in trouble on Fridays. We used to always do something stupid on Fridays that we know we're going to get in trouble for, but because the weekend is coming, we figured that they'd forget about it come Monday. So I remember on Friday, it was the day of the dance. I already paid my ticket. I was in like fifth grade. I already paid my ticket. So at 3 o'clock, we was gonna go downstairs to the gym, go to the party, go dance and stuff like that. So we was hyped about it. So I did the dumbest shit after lunch. I came back to the classroom. We all came back to the classroom. I remember I got on my teacher's desk and started doing a Harlem Shake, started dancing and shit on her desk. So she got mad, called my mother during class, and told her what I did. So my mother, she was like, nope, you're not going to the dance. You're coming home straight after school. I was mad because I already paid my dollar. And you know, when you in fifth grade and you a kid, $1 is a lot of money to you. That's a small fortune to me, you know, when I was a kid. So I was like, no, I'm going to this dance. So I took my ass downstairs after school to the dance. And you know, I got my ass whooped when I got home at 5 o'clock. I got a whooping because the dance was like 2 hours. So I got my ass whooped that weekend. I couldn't say, I fucked up my whole weekend. But yeah, you know, people get, you know, boys will be boys. You know, we do dumb shit sometimes. You know what I mean? But I do like the way Kim and, you know, Elizabeth handle it. You know, Kim immediately got on the phone. She called Elizabeth to talk about the fight or whatever and to get some clarity on it. Oscar was pissed that she called Elizabeth because it makes to him it makes him seem like a punk. You know what I'm saying? Oh, my mommy got a call and, you know, set things straight, you know, handle my business for me. Like I could understand where he was coming from in that sense. But his tone of voice was out of line. Did you not see when he told Drew whatever? When he said whatever to Drew, did you see the look on Drew's face when he looked at Oscar? He made that look like, if you don't change your tone of voice, I'm gonna fuck you up. That's how he looked at Oscar. And I know that look all too well because that's how parents look at you when you getting out of pocket. When you start, you know, your tone of voice and all that, and you start getting loud, getting an attitude, it's the way they look at you. When they look at you, that means you're about to get snatched up. That's why it was smart of Oscar to walk his ass out that room at that moment. He knew what time it was. That's why he got out that room. I said, see, I see you ain't no fool. Because the way Drew was looking at him, he was like, boy, you about to get fucked up around here. You better go sit down. You better change that tone of voice. That's how Drew looked at him. But I do love the fact that Drew and Kim came to a compromise about when they were going to tell Oscar. Because I understand, even some people in my comments were saying, oh, they think it's a good idea for her to wait to tell him until it's a good time. Let me tell you something. I respect what she's saying. I respect Kim's feelings on it. But here's my thing. Your son is dying of a brain tumor, inoperable brain tumor. It's never going to be the right time to tell your kid no shit like that they're dying, that they're not going to grow up. They're not ever going to get married. They're never going to have a child. They're just never going to see life again, you know, live life again. You know what I'm saying? It's never a right time to tell your kid that. Hell, it ain't the right time to tell nobody that, adult or a child. It don't matter. It ain't never going to be the right time. You know what I'm saying? But my whole thing is, what are you going to wait for? For him to be on his deathbed to tell him that he's deathly sick? Like, no, you need to tell him as soon as possible so he can face it, he can accept it, and live out the rest of his days or months or year, however long he has. You know what I'm saying? Like, I respect Drew even more for wanting to give his son that right, that power to make choices in his life while he can. You know what I'm saying? Don't take that power away from him, because that's literally the only power he has right now. Don't take that away from him. You know what I mean? So I get where Drew's coming from. I get where Kim's coming from. And I'm glad that they came up with the compromise to wait until after Oscar's birthday. Something tells me it's going to get worse probably before that. But I'm glad that they're at least putting a timetable on when they want to tell him. Because she didn't want to tell him probably never. Until, you know, worse came to worse. And I feel like that's the bad time to do it. But like I said, there's never no right time. But that would be the worst time, actually, is to wait until he's like literally on a deathbed somewhere. That's like the worst time. But I like that they came up with that compromise. I think it's a fair compromise. Um, Oscar, Jocelyn was, kind of flattered that both of them, Cameron and Oscar were fighting over her, but she was like, there's no need for them to fight because she made her choice. She chose the dude that she wanted. And see, that's why Oscar should have really took heed to what Jason told him before. Jason gave Oscar one of the best pieces of advice. Like he told him, stop being, insecure when it comes to your relationship with Jocelyn because at the end of the day, Jocelyn chose you. She didn't choose Cameron. Like Jocelyn said, she's known Cameron all her life. If she wanted to be with Cameron, she would have been with Cameron. You know what I'm saying? She chose to be with you. You're the one that you want to be with. That she wanted to be with. So he needs to listen to what Jason told him. Like, she chose you. That's important. But then again, that does kind of remind me of One Life to Live. When Nora chose Clint over Bo, but in reality, she still wanted Bo. So we all see how that happened. Clint had that shotgun. Yeah, that's like one of my favorite fucking storylines. I talk about that shit all the time because I fucking love it. Oh my god, I wish Asa Buchanan was alive to see that shit. His son pointing a shotgun at his other son. Shit. That was the funniest storyline. I swear to God, he just threw them out the mansion. I said, well, damn. So anyway, yeah, he just need to realize like she chose you, and you ain't got to worry about Cameron. Cameron is a little bastard though. Like he get on my nerves. Like he's such a little douche. Franco. I don't understand. I'm pretty sure in the back of Franco's mind, he figured something was off about Kevin today. Like you could tell something was off about him. Even when he came in, Kevin was looking at him like, "Who are you?" You know what I'm saying? Red flag should have went up right there. Like, dude looked at you like, you could always tell the way somebody look at you, like they don't know you. You know what I'm saying? Because I do that to some people who walk up to me that say they know me, but I look at them a certain way. Like, that's how you know that they don't know you. And the simple fact that he didn't really remember nothing about their past sessions, that should have tipped you off something was off. But Franco wasn't even thinking clear at that moment, I guess. Here's the thing about Franco. He needs to realize and come to the conclusion that his past does not define who he is now in a way, but your past is not going nowhere. Your history is not going nowhere. He needs to learn how to be able to live with everything that he did in the past. Murdering people, what he did to Sam, Jason, Michael. You need to understand, it's never gonna go away. What you did to people is never going to go away. You're going to have to live with that forever. You can't shake that. I don't give a fuck how many therapy sessions you go to. You're never going to shake that off. It does not matter. You know what I'm saying? You just have to figure out a way to live with it. You know what I'm saying? I understand because of the way he grew up and, he was abused and the way he turned out. He's afraid, he's trying to figure out like, am I going to be a good father figure for these boys? And I can understand why he feel that way. Because it ain't like he had a father figure. You know what I'm saying? Not a good one. So I can understand why he's in self-doubt right now. And that's pretty much what it is. He's in self-doubt. Elizabeth is sure that he can be, a good stepfather or whatever. But he doesn't know if he can be a good stepfather. He wants to be a good role model to these kids. And he don't know if he can do that because he didn't have that. You know what I'm saying? That's like a lot of people. They don't know how to be parents because they didn't have good parents. So they don't know how to be good parents. But I mean, there's no manual on the shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's no book on it. You know what I'm saying? It just has to come naturally. You just got to take it one day at a time. That's just how it is. So Ryan, the person he was having dinner with, of course, is Lucy Coe. I said, oh shit. I wonder if Lucy gonna sense something is off. I wonder if she will. Cause so far I think a lot of like Lulu and all them, when they've had these interactions with Ryan, they sense something was a little off about him, but I don't think they're connecting the dots yet. Because he hasn't done or said anything major to make them think, oh shit, that's not Kevin. He's been saying little shit that make them like kind of squint their eyes at him. but not enough to put the pieces together yet. But I have a feeling at some point he's gonna fuck up. He's gonna slip up. Royally, he's gonna slip up. So anyway, Mike. Mike was fucking brilliant today. Mike was in rare form. The way he played DA Margot and Jordan was brilliant. Sonny and Carly didn't even see it coming. He was just playing the shit out of them. You could see the look on Margot's face though. She was salivating when Sonny tried to stop Mike from talking, and Mike was like, no, I ain't got nothing to hide. I'm gonna tell her everything I know about Charlie's. And she was sitting there with that smirk on her face. I'm like, bitch, I don't know why you smiling, because the man has Alzheimer's. So anything he tells you that is self-incriminating or incriminates Sonny, it ain't gonna help your case. So I don't know what you smirking for. This is the problem I have with D.A. Dawson right now. She has no limit. She likes to color outside the line. And when you color outside the line, this is why she may not, be DA for too much longer. Because you're willing to just, you claim that you're all about the law, but you're willing to throw the law and people's rights out the window. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're questioning a man with Alzheimer's about a crime that was committed years ago without the presence of his attorney. That right there, you're just stomping all over his rights, his civil rights and stuff. My thing is with her, at least Jordan had some respect. Jordan didn't want to question him because she know the situation. She was like, she was just trying to get the DA to back off and stuff. Sonny and them was telling her, like, we need to get our attorney and stuff. Mike was the one trying to stop it because Mike had a plan. Mike started going into this episode. He was like, oh, he goes to Charlie's bar every night or every other night or whatever because he was trying to get his daughter a job. And they were confused. They was like, don't you mean your granddaughter Christina? He was like, no, Christina's barely out of diapers and stuff. He was talking about his daughter Courtney. And they were all looking at him like, Courtney's dead. This is what pissed me off most about D.A. Dawson when she told that man, oh, your daughter's dead. You have no bedside manner at all. Even though he was faking, but they didn't know he was faking, that pissed me off because I'm like, you have no bedside manner. Let me tell you something. In real life, I used to work at like a facility and stuff like that with people that got Alzheimer's and stuff. I used to do it when I was trying to get my CNA license in high school. So I worked with those types of people. When they talk about a deceased friend or a deceased relative and they talk about them like they're still alive, you have to play along with them. You know what I'm saying? You don't just flat out say, oh, that person died. Because they can go into hysterics, start crying and just have an episode. You don't do that. And that's why Jordan kind of, was like, what the fuck are you doing? Even Jordan looked at her like, what the hell is wrong with you? I'm like, exactly. You don't do that. Oh, your daughter's dead. You don't do that. What the hell is wrong? How cold can you be? Like, I understand she wants Sonny behind bars. I get that. But you're going too goddamn far. And I love the way Mike played the shit out of her. Because it's like, even if he would have told you something, you're still going to need his testimony. Ain't no way a judge is going to make a Alzheimer's elderly man testify on the stand. He's obviously not fit to testify. And everything he said to you today, he might not even remember it tomorrow. He might not remember what he said, everything he said an hour from now. You know what I'm saying? Like, she was just cold. I said, you don't do no shit like that. Tell him, oh, your daughter's dead. What is wrong with you? But it was funny, though, because once they left, he started laughing. And Sonny was like, what the hell are you laughing about? And he was like, how did I do? Was I good? Carly was like, because Carly realized what he did, that he was playing him. I was like, damn, Mike was good today. I love that. He was playing shit. Because at first I thought he was really having an episode until he started laughing. I said, oh, this motherfucker. He was playing the shit out their ass. And I loved it. Because that's what Margot deserved. But I like how, because with Alzheimer's patients, they have their good days and their bad days. Today was a good day for Mike because he was lucid all day. But he might not be lucid tomorrow. But it was dope to see that. It was pretty fun. But anyway, I think that's everything for this episode. I don't think I forgot anything. But anyway, hit the comment section. Let me know what you thought about today's episode. Smash that like button once again. I will see you all tomorrow. Have a great day. Peace.